year has gone from close to 1,271 crores, 2,164 crores to 5,395 crores. So there's been a 3x jump in cash flow, your operating profit for the full financial year. And the loss, which was last year 5,500 crores, has now come down to 2,400 crores. Mind you that this loss figure is also because of the depreciation cover, which will only increase now, because BSNL in its 25 years of existence has had the largest capex in its history last year of close to about 25,000 crores. So if you take an SLM, straight line method, 10% depreciation rate, to make it simple, you're talking about a 2,500 crore hit, non-cash hit to the bottom line. So you have to look at BSNL's results going forward on a EBITDA and operating profit basis and not on a PAT basis because of this non-cash hit of 2,500 crores. But nevertheless, we made a lot of progress, and as you know, 97,000 towers were inaugurated by Prime Minister, which is what we've completed within 1 year. So when we started last year in the 4G stack project, we had 16,000 towers, which today has grown to 97,000. So 80,000 towers we have laid in the last 12 months. It's a remarkable feat, I'd like to congratulate every employee of this whole group, from CDOT to Tejas to TCS to BSNL, for doing an amazing job. Next. 5G labs. So as you know, the 5G use case labs have been set up, all installed and commissioned by March of this year. We have 3,000 students that are working at this. Faculties, we have 512 faculties working on it, and we are now going to start grading what these 5G use case labs are doing. And that is the grading pattern that we have evolved. If you're above 130 points, you're excellent. If you're above 100, you're very good. If you're above 80, you're satisfactory. And the first round will be ready, I think, by December of this grading, which we will bring to you as well. This covers two very important issues. One is citizen security, in terms of all the spoof calls and all of that. That's technology brings the many advantages. It also brings the capability for people to misuse technology. And it's our job as watchdogs to make sure that we are the gatekeepers to obviate and stop the penetration or negative elements into our technology curve. The figures are there for you all to see, but just to give you a flavor, Sanchar Sati portal has 20 crore hits. Our spoof calls prevention system reduced 1.35 crore calls per day coming internationally into India. And now that the spoofers recognize that we've got a firewall in place, that number has now dropped by almost 97% on a daily basis. Our AI tool Astra has disconnected 82 lakh mobile connections that were spurious. Our financial fraud risk indicator, which has been innovated by DOT, has been a runaway success. I'm pleased to report to you that RBI has mandated all banks to use DOT's FFRI, and we have saved almost. Oh, the secretary tells me that Google has also joined, which is a huge fillip, and we've put 3.5 lakh mobiles on restrictions because of the capability of doing fraud from those mobile numbers. 10 lakh accounts have been frozen. And altogether, we've already saved up almost about 200 crores of people's money. The DIP platform is an institutional network that has been set up where 750 agencies, government and non-governmental, are part of sharing of digital intelligence, right from the Home Ministry to all 36 state governments and UTs to almost 500 banks and institutions. Are all part of the digital intelligence platform. On the right-hand side of the slide, you see what we're doing to make what is already world-class service in India even better. So TRAI and DOT together are moving the goalpost in terms of ensuring better connectivity for all our our customers, उपभोक्ता हमारी पहचान है, उपभोक्ता हमारी निशान है और उपभोक्ता हमारे हमारे प्राथमिकता है और उपभोक्ताओं को अच्छा सर्विस मिले, ये हमारा धर्म बनता है. So we have done a number of steps, which I don't want to get into details because these are technical issues which I can share with you. But to give you a gist, we basically first told all telcos that you need to map all your towers on your websites. Every customer should know where your tower is and where they're radiating from. Second, in terms of your signal capability, we wanted them to move from measurement on a tower basis to measurement on a cell basis. So everything becomes much more granular. Third, we've introduced new paradigms into measurement of QoS, quality of service, like jitter packets, drop rates, which were not introduced before. And fourth, and most importantly, as you can see, a vignette we've given you, 4 parameters. The benchmarks, how we moved from 1st of October. The reporting also used to be by telcos on a quarterly basis. That reporting has been moved by TRAI to a monthly basis. And these 4 parameters, you have seen how it's moved. The cumulative downtime, which was less than 2%, our target is to reach 1%, less than 1% benchmark by October. Drop call rate in terms of your CDRs has to be less than 2%. Your uplink and downlink packet drop rate also less than 2%. And your latency, which was less than 250 milliseconds, has been decreased to less than 75 milliseconds, which means it's been improved almost 3x. And our target is to reach less than 50 milliseconds by April 26. Next slide. As you're aware, we've set up a stakeholder advisory committee like I had in civil aviation and steel, in telecom as well. There are 5 groups that we've set up, one for ISPs, the other for SATCOM, third for TSPs, fourth for OEMs, and fifth for R&D. We've had 27 meetings, as you can see, in the last 1 year. Each committee, I've given you the breakup of meetings. Total 37 agenda points were defined in those meetings with the members of the advisory group. We have already resolved 12 of those issues satisfactorily. 25 are pending, which we are still working on with our advisory groups. Our job, as Prime Minister has always said, is to be a facilitator, is to be as responsible to our stakeholders as they are to their consumers. And therefore, when we go into every advisory group meeting, MOS and I and Secretary carry with us an ATR, an action taken report. So as opposed to reporting to the Minister, the Ministry reports to the stakeholder advisory group, so as to be accountable in terms of what we've been able to achieve from the last meeting. Next. Finally, this talks about the way we are going forward with BSNL. MOS and I are looking at BSNL in great granularity. Each one of our business verticals are being examined. We have each one of our chief general managers, a total of 23 of them, I believe, setting targets for themselves. We have changed the paradigm. Earlier, the paradigm used to be that headquarters would set targets. Both MOS and I and Secretary have very clearly mentioned to each one of our CGMs that they are not CGMs, they are CEOs, because they run their own individual business. And so they should set their targets. And the targets will be varied across different circles. So each CGM has set their target for the quarter. MOS is reviewing the progress on a monthly basis. I am reviewing the progress on a quarterly basis. The next review, I believe, comes up in end of October for the last quarter. We are also using this forum. This is the first time that any department has had a 9 to 9 meeting with CGMs. Started at 9 a.m., we finished at 9 at night. And we did the same with the Department of Posts, if I may add, 32 CPMGs, Chief Postmaster Generals. And what we're doing here through this forum is not only setting targets and looking at progress, but also exchange of best practices between circles, identifying pain points and looking at resolution, and really building a congenial family atmosphere within the organization as well. So with that, I conclude. Thank you very much.